Hi and welcome, this is Peggy. Welcome to the new video. This is video number 4 of the videos for the envelope punch board. As you perhaps know, I collected ideas what you can do with the envelope punch board, and I'll show you 4 of them today. A paper bag, I have to look on my cheat sheet. So a paper bag, a basket, oh no, actually 3, because my German video was far too long to show you the house as well. So I have to put the house in video number 5. So 3, a paper bag, a basket and a handbag with the envelope punch board. I can show you a little sneak peek of the basket. Yeah, cute, isn't it? So, I mean, baskets, this looks a bit like for Easter, but you could make this with our lovely new Stampin' Up wood texture paper. And then you can make a basket for summer or autumn, like to gather plums or to harvest or whatever. So, someone was by my window. Without more talking, let's start. So here I am with the projects. This is the envelope punch board, and for the first project, the paper bag, we need a piece of 6 by 6 inch paper. Now you can use different sizes for the paper bag. I made my German video, I made this little one. You can make bigger ones. This is a very small one. Let's see if I can find out the sizes. This is 6 centimeter by 5.5 centimeter. So it's pretty small. But you can make different sizes. This is just an example. So I'm going to put my paper towards the edge of the envelope punch board. This edge, because there are no more measurements here where I want it. So, putting it right there, punch and fold, and turning it 180 degrees, so not this side, one more. Again, towards the end of the punch board, punch and fold, score. So that makes these 2 score lines all bottom of the bag. I've got a notch here, but I also need notches for the other sides. So what I do is I line up the score line with this nose and punch. And I do the same on this side. And that gives us these little tabs. So, and then we also need score lines in that direction. And so for that I need to put the paper down. So maybe I should explain first. So first we scored this side and this side. Now we are going to use these 2 sides that we haven't scored. So if your paper is diagonally, or your score lines are diagonally to the other score line, then it's right. And we're putting the paper down here at the 5 centimeter mark. Your scoreboard has both measurements, so it shouldn't be a problem. Punch and score. Turning it 180 degrees again. 5 centimeters, punch and score. So, and the same as we did before. The ones where we don't have the notches, we need to have the notches there as well. So I'm bringing my score line to the little nose and punching. Okay. So this is what we have now. Here, I hope you can see at least most of the score lines. A little better in a minute when I'm going to fold it. And now I'm also going to round one edge. So I'm going to fold my fold line, score lines, And that's where you perhaps are going to see it in another way, where they are. So I'm going through all of them. So, and you see this is the piece that we need for our bag. So, the little tabs I'm going to fold inwards. I haven't scored these lines, so you have to kind of eyeball it, but it's pretty simple because it has to be between these two score lines, so there's not much space anyway. So now we need to create little, what do we call them, glue tabs? I don't know what you call them actually. Little parts where that we can cut and put the glue on. So I'm just thinking. So I'm going to cut them here. I'm going to show you one and then stop the recording and do the rest off camera, because it will be a long video anyway. So what I do is, we've got our score line here. It's really hard to see. Well, let's do this. We've got our score line here. So what I did is I cut parallel to the score line, maybe something like 7 millimeter, or what's the measurement in inch for 7 millimeter? Just a moment. 1/4 of an inch. Something like 1/4 of an inch parallel to our score line, and I cut that, and now I'm cutting it away on this side. I'll show you right away when I'm ready. So what I have created is this little tab for glue. Can you see? So while this here was here and is now out. And I'm going to do that around all 4 corners, and I'll be right back and show you the result. So while I stopped the recording, I made these 2 glue tabs on both sides, and now it looks like that. Oops, just wait a second. So now it looks like that, yeah, with the tabs here, and it's going to be glued like that. I also put some tear tape on the little tabs because I'm going to stick them inwards. So I'm going to take my tear tape off now and stick them inside so they will hold. And also take the tear tape off my, doesn't want to come off, sorry, my glue, I don't know, what are they called, glue tabs? I forget. Sometimes I watch so many videos, it's amazing that I forget some of the vocabulary used. So yeah, anyway, let's go, and we'll stick it neatly corner to corner, yeah, to get a nice edge. So same for this side, and I've got 2 more to go. Here we go, last one. I still have to take the tear tape off. I do like to work with the tear tape because I don't need to wait for it to dry. So now that I stuck it all together, I'm going to go in with my bone folder and press it down on all sides. So now I'm going to fold this bag to get a nice crease line here. I haven't scored it before, and I'm going to put I'm going to do the other one first. Same with the other side. So crease it. And I'm going to put tear tape on this one because the other one is rounded. That is our closure. So tear tape on that corner. As much as you like. If it comes over the edges, you can just fold it back on itself. Let's see. Fold it back on itself to stay within the edges. And this is going inside. So it's going to be a little fiddly. That's why we scored it to that side, so that we already have a score line here to use. And now I'm going to press it and push it inside. And I keep to the score line here. Yeah, so I see that that line is straight, and I push it all the way in. And the same like with the other tabs, I'm going to go in with the bone folder, and there it is, lies neatly inside. Now what I have to do, or you don't have to, but what I want to do, is press in these sides a little to make a nice bag. Yeah. So I'll press them in. So they are here straight. It is rather easy. And our flap comes over to the front. So it all needs a bit of, yeah, you need to get a feeling for it. A little bit of pressure, not too much. Depends on the paper. So I'm going to show you the little bag now. This is one side, this is the back, the other side, the front. I'm going to do a rather simple closure. I'm going to punch 2 holes and put a thread through it. I chose the Stampin' Up gold thread that we had in the winter catalog. You can take whatever thread you like. You can even take embroidery thread. So, and I'm putting it from the back to the front. Sometimes it opens and then it doesn't come through. Okay, but it works now. So, yeah, here we are. I'm now going to tie a double knot just to secure it. Of course, normally you would first fill it with something like a chocolate message, so on. Maybe I should do the trick that I was told not long ago. Let's see if I can, yes. Do you know these kind of tweezers that are shut when you don't do anything and that open when you press? These are very good for tying double knots. So look, you can't really see, can you? I'm making a knot, a single knot, and I'm holding it, and I'm now putting my tweezers, and I have to look first, so my tweezers onto the knot. The tweezers are holding the single knot now, and now I'm not in a rush or anything to tie the second knot as a double knot. So, tying it, and while I pull, still here with this finger and that finger here, I can pull out my tweezers, and that's an easy way. That's my third tensor to make a knot. Now I decided to put some bangles on there. So, what will I take? Okay, heart in the moon. Yeah, let's do that. A moon on that side. I'll show you in a minute close up because they're quite small. But first I'll just put them on the thread. Oops, here it goes. So let's show you. Little moon, little heart. What I do is I'll double knot them. Sounds strange. She double knots the embellishments. Well, I make a double knot to keep them in place. Let's say it like that. So, hope you can see. Oops, so there is a double knot here now. So these embellishments are safe. And I will now make a little bow to finish it. This is just one example of so many that you can do to embellish your little gift bag. So let's see. I hope that's pretty enough for our little gift bag today. You can make this from cardstock, or this is a quite, let's say it like that. This is a designer paper that is the same weight as cardstock, so it's actually really strong, you can hear it. But you can also make that from normal designer paper, the lightweight one. So this is the first project, a little bag. Let's go on, because the video is otherwise getting longer and longer. So we are making a little basket. Let's find the paper for that and get all the other things out of the way. So for the basket we need the envelope punch board again, and we have again a paper measuring 6 by 6. As I said before, these little bags, you can make them bigger as well. So try 12 by 12, 8 by 8 or something like that. So let me have a look. I have to score and punch at 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch. That's right here. Put it there, punch, oopsie, this way, score, and then go around. The same with the same measurement, 1.5. So 1.5. And 1.5. So on this side you can see the score lines better. So we have some score lines like this one who again don't have a notch, so we have to punch the notches now. So it means, oops, wrong side. Put a score line down to this little nose here, yeah, and only punch. Let's see, there's one here, and one here, and the last side. It's not easy to see. It's there. Sorry if my head does get in the way. So I'll show you the result. It looks like this now, and with the score lines like that. But we'll keep this side because it looks really cute, I think. So now I'm just going to fold my score lines. I chose the gingham side of the paper because I thought for the basket it looks really cute. So, did I forget anything? No, that should be it. We have to cut 4 sides, from 2 sides basically, either this or this cutting line or these ones. That's absolutely up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and do so. Important is that you cut the opposite ones. So turn your paper 180 degrees. And there we go. This is a very simple basket pattern. So we're going to use glue now, and we're going to stick the sides into the center of the basket, and we're trying to form a rather straight line. It can't be absolutely straight, but we are aiming for a rather straight line. It's easiest if you try to, when you stick the first flap, you put your point, let's see, how can I show you, this point here to the side of, of the basket basically. So I try to show you closer. See, it's hard to see. Your point here, that sharp point there, put it so that it's at the side, it's at this long side of your basket. So I'm using Tombow for this project, and I'm only putting glue to about the half of this, and then I'm coming in with it to the, yeah, I'll show you once it's dry in a second. It's just still a little wet, so let's see if I can show you. See that the point is there at the side of the basket? Because what it does, I'll show you in a second when I stuck the other one down. What it does is it makes a line with the other. It makes this rather straight line with the other corner piece. So I'll show you from the outside. Yeah, you can see this line and this line is like a straight line through. I like that. If you like it more open, you can leave it more open. I don't have an example, but no, you can leave it more open. If you like it more closed, you can close it more. It's absolutely up to you, but I thought this idea of putting it halfway seems fitting to me. So the corner, again, I'm putting the corner here through that straight line, and then the other one, I'm using Tombow because I can wiggle a little more with Tombow in case I want it further in or out. So I thought that's useful, and Tombow, as you might know, is also very strong adhesive. So I'll show you how the basket looks now from the outside and from the inside. Yeah, see the line there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these flaps, all flaps in basically. You can just as well fold them out if you like to get this look. Yeah. So as you please, but I'm going to fold them in as well as these ones. And I'm trying to get again a straight line here. So yeah, like that. And I'm quickly going to put some sticky tape on it to put it all together. Actually, best idea is I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. So I stuck already 3 corners down. I'm going to stick this corner down too. And you can go over all of them with your bone folder. I already did go over the other ones to press them right down and to form a nice edge here. So that's our basket so far. I do have a handle. So this is my handle. This is approximately 2–2.5 centimeters wide. The length doesn't really matter, it's up to you. I don't even know how long this is. I just eyeballed it, 21 I think. Should be 21 centimeters. And you can also see they are not the same length, which doesn't really matter because I cut them anyway. So I did punch one piece with a border punch, which is not a very good border punch. It really destroyed a lot. So I decided that's it. That's the last try with other border punches. I'm just going to stick with Stampin' Up. I really prefer to have a good punch. I'll show you the other one that I did for the German video. That's a different kind of border punch, which worked quite well. and looks also kind of cute. So I'll put my handle on that punched piece, and then it really depends on the person how long your handle should be. I think this is by far too long, so I'm shortening it to make it the same size as the, is it vanilla? No, I think it's Whisper White piece, and now I'm going to try again. Yeah, I'm going down a bit more. So, but that should be enough. Now I'm putting tear tape, 2 rows of tear tape on the top of my handle. I do apologize for the noise. Today our children started their holiday, so they all come from school earlier, and pass my craft room. My craft room is called Papiermeer, and it is accessible from the pavement. So I'm basically in the middle of everything. I can see opposite this house. I can see the ice cafe where people sit and eat ice cream. So, but anyway, too much talking. So this is my handle, and I apologize for these horrible bits, but I didn't fancy doing another strip actually. Anyway, I thought it's quite a cute pattern to put beneath the handle. And as for decoration, I just put a bow. I'm in love of these bows that you can make with the Stampin' Up punch that's available in the catalog. And so I made some. I actually made some in vanilla as well. But I think the one in crumb cake is nicer. You can make them so that the ends go to the side. Oh, let's show you like this. Or you can make them so the ends go down. So they're really cute bows, and they have a lot of texture, so they're quite thick. So I have to use a dimensional underneath. Oh yeah, and in my other video I found out they are too big. So for the first time I'm going to grab the mini dimensionals. Let's show you both sizes. Is that possible to see? Oh, it's a bit difficult, no? But the mini ones are really much smaller. And let's try them on the bow. So there's my basket. Oh God, so many things on the table. There's my bow. Let's get one out. Oh, it's not so easy to get the first one out. So I put one right in the center, but I'll put another 2 next to it, I think. So look how small they are. The big ones are this size. Isn't it great that we now have the smaller ones as well? So very convenient for me today, because I tried the basket for the German video with the bigger ones, and it was far too big. I had to cut them down, and I couldn't really well. So I'll just put a bow here. So, no, I want it there. The side, you could put some flowers. I actually thought first of all to decorate it with flowers. You could do whatever you like, put a doily, but the bow is kind of cute, I thought. So let's compare to the German one. Maybe you can see some pieces of the dimensional still. Yeah, look at them, they're so big. They really stand out a lot more. And here, it's a little, you can see, but from the side, oh well. Anyway, I think it's quite cute to decorate it with a bow. And I hope you like the baskets. So I've got one more project, let's get going on. This is a handbag. I have to put the dimensions away. So for the handbag, let's see, I need a piece of paper, put those away. I've got some buttons as for decorations. I'm not sure I'm going to use that. I've got this paper, and again, it is in the size 6 by 6 inches. So let's put the buttons away. So I'm putting it again to the right side, like in the video where we made the bag, and I punch in a score and I turn it 180 degrees to do the same. We want the same size of here of the bottom of the handbag, or I want it, let's say it like that. So then I can hardly see the line, the score line there. Then I also have to punch the other tabs. So there we are. Good. So the score lines are in this direction. Now we have to work in the opposite direction, diagonally to the score lines that we have. And we put our paper here at the 6 centimeter mark. And we punch and score. Basically the pattern is very similar to the one with the bag. So 180 degrees turn, punch and score, and now also punch the other score lines. Before. Oopsie. So that is nearly it. We'll just do a little more this time to get good score lines. So first of all, I'm going to put my paper here and score these little tabs. Can you see that? Putting the tabs here. Let me score them and then I'll show you. So I put a score line here so that I can fold this easier. You could do that, you don't have to. You might realize that when we did the bag we didn't do that and it worked just as well. So now we also want to score these, so we have to put our paper at the 9.2 mark, or eyeball it here. Oops, I can't see. Eyeball it here at the score line, and we want to score the tabs. So now this is scored, and the other side as well. Again, either you put it at 9.2 or you look what the score line is and you do that. Then we need to move it down a little because I need the same space that we have here, where our bottom of the bottom of the handbag is. I need that here at the top as well to form a flap over it. So look, here we didn't need that because it's narrow at the top, but for the handbag we want it like here, up, across and down. So that's why I need to move it over to, what did I say, 11.2 centimeters, I think. Yeah, 11.2 centimeters. And do that and do that flap as well. 11.2 here. Or eyeball it. I do that a lot. So that we have it like this now, yeah, it folds over the back. Okay, I'm thinking if I should round the corners. No, I think I don't need that. So now I'm folding the score lines. So and these ones. This time I'm going out with my little tabs. Funny enough, these are completely different. Look at that. I mean, I'm folding them out, and it looks like completely different pattern paper. It's strange. But anyway, I'm going to keep it like that anyway. Like with our little bag, I'm going the same thing with cutting the little strips for glue. If you forgot how to do that, just get back to to where I showed you when we made the paper bag. So what I make is I'm just making these little glue flaps. And again, as I'm doing all of these and as I'm putting tear tape on them, I'm going to turn off the camera and I'll be right back. So here we go. But before I stick it all together, you can see the tear tapes already on my little flaps. I'm going to stick these down to the outside. Yeah. And to make a closure, I need to make little slits here. So I'm folding this over and I'm taking a punch. I do have the word window punch here. You can use any punch where you have a straight line. So, and I'm putting the word window punch in, and I'm putting it in the center, and I'm cutting out a little slit. You can hardly see it, a little hair there. Show you? See, where is it? There. A tiny piece, because we don't want a big slit. We just want space to put our corner through. Oops, our little corner through. And because that's not enough, I'm going a little bit more further to the outside, but carefully, so that I will not destroy the whole corner. So I'll show you in a minute. So this is what I have now. You see, I kept the little side parts closed, and we have to be very careful now. And we might even have to cut this a little narrower. I will just try now. Yeah, it still doesn't really fit through, but I don't want to destroy the flap, so therefore I'm just going to cut this a little narrower. You can hardly see that I changed something, so it doesn't really matter, but it makes it easier to fit. That's still a little large. Let's go a little further. Because we just need it to fit to the first score line. So now it goes into the first score line, and I have to do the same on this side now for this flap to go through. And for that I'm going to pause just a minute and punch this side and show you as well. So here I am. We've got a slit here and we've got a slit here. And I made sure that both of my points of my corners here fit in the other slit. That might be a little fiddly, but sometimes you just have to make it narrower here, just to the first score line. From then on it can be the normal size, and should, because you have that slit here too. So that now I'm going to stick my box closed, the sides anyway. So like our little bag, I'm just closing the sides and putting corner to corner and yeah, gluing it in a neat way. So before I do more, I go in with my bone folder again to make sure I press down these little glue tabs, because we want to keep it shut for a long time. So now we come to the closure. If you want this closure, you can have any other, of course. What I'm going to tell you before I close it, if you like to have a handle, you will stick it here, yeah, here, and here to the inside. And either you can make it out of paper or you can use a piece of ribbon. I have to admit I forgot about the handle, and now I just yeah, have got it prepared. But you can do that, I'm sure it's simple to do. So I decide this is my front piece, so this goes through our first slit. You can see it coming out here. So, and the back piece just goes inside here, to the inside of the box. So the first one has to be pressed down so that the second one can also fit. So, okay, if you like, you can attach this, but I think it doesn't open so much, and it's a cute little closure way. So to decorate that, there are many possibilities. You can stick another triangle underneath your flap to make it stand out more. You can add a flower, maybe. Looks kind of cute in the white color. Or you can attach, oh, I've got this one, that's cool, a button. You can also attach little things here. So that's absolutely up to you. Don't forget, you can put a strap here. Would look nice from ribbon.